Today, I heard a big name preacher talking about another female preacher and saying that she wasn't biblical because Paul states in Corinthians that women are not to teach or even allowed to speak in church, and if they want to learn anything, they should ask their husbands at home. This is in stark contrast to the verse in Galatians where Paul himself says that there is neither male nor female, but all are one in Christ. This is a great example of a literary contradiction found in the Bible, of which there are many that you can find the more you read in there. So what's the solution? When there are literary contradictions in the Bible, you have to have a tiebreaker. Who is that tiebreaker? Or what is the tiebreaker? Jesus himself is the tiebreaker. When people questioned him with those kind of dilemmas in the Bible, i.e. the Pharisees and lawyers, he broke their ties. And it's interesting to note what he said. He said, "You are mistaken, not understanding the scriptures or the power of God." That's the way it goes. When people have these misunderstandings or they like to question these types of things, it's because they don't understand the power of God and they're leaving God out of the equation. And oftentimes they're only considering the scriptures. But you have to consider the scriptures and God. And when Jesus did this effectively, he answered their questions. So whenever you see a biblical contradiction, you must always defer to the higher authority than the Bible, which is Christ himself, who answered all these questions without any problems. By referring to God, who is a higher authority than the scriptures, and the Spirit of truth, how do we know that these guys are higher authorities than the scriptures? Well, because Jesus himself broke scriptural laws when necessary at various times when he was here on earth, and the Pharisees couldn't stand him for it. But it's necessary sometimes, and that just teaches us and shows us that Jesus himself is a higher authority than the scriptures. And God himself is even a higher authority than Jesus. So when you come up with biblical contradictions, the solution is not to throw up your hands and go, none of it's true, and walk away. The solution is to ask Jesus himself, God himself, the Spirit of truth, hey, what's the answer here? Because they are always the tiebreakers. Thank you, and have a nice day.